Hi, I'm Richard Smith, and today we're going to plunge into the exotic world of new possibilities on the acoustic guitar. Music that comes from all over the world, but is now very much a part of our musical mainstream. So without further ado, grab your acoustic guitar and let's get started. One of the first things that we need to remember when we play acoustic guitar is it's primarily finger style. We're going to use our pick and fingers later on, but for now I'd like to just get you comfortable with using fingers and thumb in our playing. Now, if you haven't grown your nails yet to do some sort of finger picking in the past, the way that I've sort of gotten used to cutting them, this is from years of playing classical guitar, is if you just trim them around the natural contour of the front of the fingers. I think that tends to work best. Some people have very long fingernails. Unfortunately, when you're playing electric styles and acoustic styles, they become sort of in the way when you're playing, especially more aggressive rhythm styles. So I have fairly short nails for most acoustic guitar players or classical players, but that seems to work well for me. All right, so one of the first lessons that we're going to have today, is going to be based on a D minor 9 chord. And now a D minor 9 has a sort of a dark sound to it, a jazzy sound to it. It's popular in the music of, say, Sting or Sade and so forth. And the way that I play this D minor 9, now you can use this as a substitution for any D minor chord. And we have a bossa nova blues that we're going to be playing. A couple different things going on there. Let me break that down for you. First of all, the chord, D minor 9. We have a D at the 5th fret, an F at the 3rd fret, a C at the 5th fret, and an E at the 5th fret. Now, what I'm doing, and that gives this a little bit of an exotic sound, is I'm playing both the bass as well as the rhythm part with one hand. And I'm alternating the bass between this D and this A, as if a bass player was playing. So what's called the clave is the rhythm that goes on top. And we're going to start with a very simple clave. All right, so play that along with me. And we'll play the bass note as well before we start alternating the bass. So we're going to play the whole D minor 9 chord in that rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's alternate the bass. Now for our musical example, I've arranged a minor blues, all right, with a bossa nova feel. Okay, so it's going to feel sort of exotic and Latin and a little bit romantic. What I'm going to be doing is an alternating bass line through most of the chord progression. All right, we've got that one under our fingers. Now when we move to G minor, and what I do with an acoustic guitar, because the neck is sort of larger, and I've got to keep that bass note alternating, is I'll grab the entire G minor chord at the 3rd fret, which is just a G minor 7 across the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, 4 across the, and I alternate between the bass note and the 5. Now the bridge comes up like this. I don't alternate the bass with the B flat because I don't have a lower note to play to, so I'll just play that twice. And then to an A7, and then down to the D, back to the D. Now let's break apart those chords. Let's break down those chords. This is a B flat 13, a very cool, exotic sounding chord. We're playing the B flat on the 6th string at the 6th fret. We're playing the A flat on the D string at the 6th fret. Going up to the 7th fret and playing the D, and we're going to the G at the 8th fret. And then we're moving to another exotic sounding chord, and that's an A7 flat 13. Okay? A in the bass, that's the 5th fret. G at the 5th fret. The C sharp at the 6th fret. And F at the 6th fret. Just lay your finger across it like that. And that resolves to D minor. And that's just pull the fingers off like a little roll. All right, let's take a listen to that with the audio. All right, let's continue with that idea of alternating bass line, but this time I'm going to add another beat to the clave on top. So we're going to get a little bit more complicated, but just hang with me. Here's how it sounds. Let's hear that with the audio. Okay, so what I'd like to do is take the first one and just play it for a little while. I'm going to play it for 2 or 3 times through. You go ahead and play along with me, and that way you'll get used to this alternating bass idea. It's sort of like chewing gum and rubbing your stomach and patting yourself on the head at the same time, but you'll get used to it real soon. And a second pattern. All right, so now you've noticed that we're playing on the strong beat. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so what happens if we change the beat around?